I can't play a game where there's no possibility of making progress if I'm not excellent at it, right? Because there are times where it's like I may get an hour or I may get 20 minutes. I got to do something. And I just can't, I don't know, I can't waste my time though, which is why I always end up playing.
Have I got something for you? Nintendo has this really great new console that just came out.
It's called the.
Are you on the fucking payroll for
It's
this?
amazing.
I am anti.
This episode is sponsored by the Nintendo.
I think he's trolling kind of funny.
I'm trolling and Locke.
Or I was going to say Locke's going to listen to this and
He's going to go, God damn it, Neo.
Neo. Welcome, everybody, to another incredible episode of the Emergent Gamer Podcast. This is episode 155. I don't know how incredible it's going to be, but we'll find out. I'm feeling good. It was kind of a slow news week, so we're not really going to get too much on a topic-related basis, but we got some stuff we'll sprinkle in while we're chatting with people.
2 episodes ago was the Dr. Disrespect episode, and I think I called it an award-winning, it was like award-winning, record-smashing.
Yes.
Like
we are
unbeatable.
We are.
Episode 153.
2-time champion podcast. Who was that was just talking?
This is Felix Hergood, Trip
Folks,
Zero.
how you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Awesome. Who is next to me right over here?
You got Neo Aoshi.
Neo Aoshi.
What up?
Neo Aoshi.
And I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to a special guest tonight. There is no lock and key, but we do have someone very special. He's been on the show before. He goes by a new name. He's a shapeshifter. He's a wanderer.
Yeah, every single episode, different name.
I'd like to welcome.
He's gone by Beers.
He's gone by
Chaz.
David Lopan.
David Lopan.
I'd like to welcome to the show tonight, old Jack Burton.
Thank you.
Old Jack Burton. How you
Jack
doing?
Burton.
Here we are.
Welcome.
Welcome, man. How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Excellent. Let's start with what we've been doing.
Yeah. How about you start?
How about I
Because I
start?
watched you play what you were playing.
You did.
And I really enjoyed both the experience of watching this game, which I tried to play originally on the reboot PS3 version.
It was a download, like
and
a free
I just
download
couldn't
1 month.
I couldn't fuck with the controls, dude.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't.
Yeah.
I had to put the game down, but you played it. And you seemed like you were having fun, and you said that the controls seemed updated.
For the kids out there,
title.
don't worry. No, I'll feed you baby birds.
Gotcha.
I was given Shadow of the Colossus remaster from Snacks the Cat. I have this game like you do, Felix, just sitting on my PS3 somewhere in a closet, right? Downloaded from the PlayStation.
Staring at it right now.
Free
up on the shelf
games or something, yeah. So I never played it, but I always heard it was incredible. And I was streaming it on Friday. It was so good, dude. It was so much fun.
Ever made.
Incredible. I had so much fun. I bit the mic there. So much fun, dude. It looks gorgeous. I mean, I can't imagine seeing even a tenth of that in 2005 on the PS2 would have blown my mind. So I can imagine.
If you go back and play the original, not the PS3 remaster, I mean, it's still, even with the muddy, weird looking graphics, it's still pretty amazing.
Oh, I'm sure it's mind blowing.
I didn't have
feel like
a problem.
it's like part of the charm, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I was skeptical. Well, when you're done,
No.
I'll relay
This
my
is
story.
kind of what we do. We all dive in our lap, you know.
I would compare it in line with you remember the original Silent Hill games?
Mm-hmm. I never played them because I'm a huge baby.
So
me too.
limited by the PlayStation's hardware, they had to use the fog as the atmosphere, and it reduced the draw distance, right? So, but it also created the atmosphere for the game, the spooky
and they worked
eeriness
that into the story.
And you had the sounds off in the distance. I want to say because of the old graphics of Shadow of the Colossus, it kind of, when I remember looking at it back in the PS2 days, you had that kind of green gray eerie fog in the distance, and the monsters looked so imposing.
Yeah,
because they're just these towering giants above you.
It's like you can't even see the head.
You just see the eyes or whatever, and you just see now I got to climb this thing and stab it. Are you kidding me? And I don't know,
dude. So the mechanics of those fights are so crazy too. It's so
frustrating.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that game backwards and forwards. I played it more times than is healthy. I'm actually, because I'm playing the new one, I've been playing literally nothing else for the past 2 weeks, I guess. But I read a lot of people were a little antsy about it being so graphically improved because they're like, oh, well, it's going to take away from the eeriness and this and that,
Sure.
but it
It's
does
like
not.
the
It's fucking
classic
incredible.
atmosphere,
Yeah.
It's
It's almost
should not be cursing. I don't know.
no. Fucking
Fuck yeah.
Damn it. We tried not.
Fuckity fuck.
I didn't
think
know
it's
it was
gonna work.
coming out. I was actually playing the
I had no
PS3
idea
one
either.
with my son.
Oh, really?
And I happened to go because I couldn't remember how to do something, and I looked up Shadow of the Colossus, and the first Google result was like, oh, the remake came out yesterday, or I was like, wait,
You're
remake, and I don't own a
You were
PS4,
like, what the shit?
so I went out and got a PS4 for
Whoa.
Nice.
Wow.
And
He bought one for it.
for this game.
Actually,
He's
it's
texting
funny.
me,
Every
asking
game
me.
that I bought when I got my PS4 is like a redo of a previous game, like Wipeout and all this stuff. But
Oh, wow.
anyway, yeah,
That's
it's
dope.
fucking incredible. And I don't know if you know about the stuff that they added.
I don't, because I have no reference point for the
world
first game.
collectibles and stuff, right?
So there's only one, and I won't say anything about what it does for you because it's a pretty big spoiler. But this game already, I think, has a lot of replay value, and now you have to find 79 things, and it doesn't track them for you, which is really tricky. It tells you how many you've gotten, but not what you've gotten.
Yeah.
And it's a pretty big world, so there's a lot of exploring to
Huh.
do.
That's good to know, because I'm kind of going just from beeline to beeline. Wherever my sword tells me to go, I'm just
I
going.
mean, that's
right
how
there.
it is. That's how it works.
Yeah.
The world loves collectibles.
I
these days.
don't like that kind of shit, but I'm actually trying to get all these. But there's a reason.
You know
for that.
why they have that in there?
In the Shadow of the Colossus.
No, in games in general.
I guess to keep you
keep
Pad
the
the
player,
hour
yeah, keep the
to
player
timeout?
up,
Just
give
to
them
give
objectives.
to make an experience that could,
perceived value.
yeah, to make you feel like you're getting a reward even if you're not accomplishing something.
Of course. Also, sometimes they would use them to like, oh look, there's a objective over here. We want you to go to this part of the map and see what we did here. It's a good way of getting because people design
Yeah,
these.
advertising the world.
Yeah, people design
another
these big worlds, right? You know, half the times you'll miss them if the developers don't find a way to like guide you to these areas.
Don't you think that's
Sure.
just them being a little afraid that you're going to miss them? Do we really miss them?
Yeah.
Like, would we really miss them?
With the-
I get pretty fucking
The problem
nuts
with
about the world.
well, not the problem with open world games, but a thing about open world games is that people play them all differently. I'm never going to have the same experience you have in Zelda. That's just not going to happen. Like you're going to do completely different things than I'm going
and
to.
that game's a complete exception.
Just using it as an
of the-
exa- as
of
an
the rule.
example.
It's a great example.
Yeah, but
I actually think those two games there's a lot of similarities. You're talking about.
Breath
I
of the
observed
Wild,
that.
right?
I observed that.
Someone else is that.
It
though,
almost
too.
seems
Yeah.
like they had some of the guys that built Shadow of the Colossus build that world. They
Like someone
didn't, but-
Snacks the Cat that's one of the things he was telling me about how just like
They're talk-
overlapping those experiences were.
I am not as I like the original Legend of Zelda, and that's it, and nothing
Those,
else. But I played the shit out of Breath of the Wild purely because there's a lot of walking around to do.
Would you play it on the Wii U?
Yeah.
What are those things called that you have to get? The things I haven't gotten.
Korok seeds.
Amiibos.
No, in
Korok?
Korok seeds,
no, Legend of Zelda has the big, huge things that you have to.
the towers,
The shrines.
The big
What the
four,
fuck are you talking about?
the divine beast,
Divine Beast, thank
I
you.
got it.
There's
We
only
got it. We got
fucking
there, guys.
there's only 4 of
I
them.
was like, there's only so many more assets in this game we can spout out loud.
Divine beasts are very similar to the Colossuses.
They are definitely
They're
fun,
I would call
giant
them
things.
They're giant puzzle boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
I haven't got to one, so I don't even.
Except in Shadow of the Colossus,
how-
you
how much
solve
of the
the
fucking game have you
outside.
played?
Yeah, I guess
and
you're-
then on Zelda you solve the inside.
They're a reverse.
I mean, it's a
reverse
time
puzzle
consuming.
box.
yeah.
I'm.
Actually, I thought that was the best part of that game, and I was disappointed that there were only 4.
Yes, I would agree.
The expansion has another one.
Does it really?
Oh, spoilers.
I don't.
Sorry.
I don't know if I don't know if I want to get
Fucking
back into
fun.
that game.
I've been. He asked me the question like, "You haven't got to one of them yet." I've gotten to the one that's with the Zora, with the rain.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the
The
first one I
elephant.
did.
Yeah, I got to that, but I haven't done it because I'm too obsessed with shrines. Like I love
these
shrines.
these are better than shrines because they actually they take what you learn in the shrines and you put it into use until
And
until it's over, and then it's like just a hack and slash battle at the end. Which
I
is
keep
a
telling
little
myself
disappointing,
that, and I know that's true, and I keep telling myself maybe if I do a couple more shrines, I'll have a couple more skills to help me,
but nah.
and it just never
No,
ends.
They give you the skills at the beginning of the game. Every
That's
skill
all
that
you
you're
get.
going to use, you just learn how to use those skills better as you play. the game.
as I use
And,
shrines.
like
Yeah.
the divine beasts, they're not that they take a while, but they're not that challenging.
No,
Okay, I didn't know what I haven't. I've been reluctant to go into that. 'cause
They're
I'm
way
just
different.
worried it's going to be.
They're
a
way
super
different
puzzle.
than previous Zelda dungeons, which required the Zelda dungeons classically you would find an item, and then that item would be used to solve the dungeon and beat the boss in that. That's usually like how like the formula of it goes. But in this, they just throw mechanics that you've learned in the shrines, and then they just like spread it out a little bit for you.
I'll give you a tip about the shrines.
Then I'd be pretty.
Don't bother, because I did I did all of them.
Like
and
every single one?
You get nothing. It's like, okay. I think, like,
you get
hearts.
stamina and you get hearts. That's what it is.
and then you get some fucking clothes and
Weapons.
There's
like,
armor
other-
sets that you find in there.
yeah.
Sure.
Other than
Specific
like
one. Yeah,
the hot
definitely.
and cold shit, I never changed clothes in that game.
Did you guys play a heavy heart game or a heavy stamina game?
Eventually, you'll max out your stamina.
you-
I went all
can't
stamina
really-
almost pretty much right away. I would alternate, but like
me too.
I wanted to do more with that game, and stamina lets you do more. But my master mode playthrough, heart focused, because you take so much more damage in that.
Right. Okay.
I love how we steered it to a Breath of the Wild
I
conversation.
was gonna say that was Shadow of the Colossus. I had a lot of fun.
I
with
mean,
that.
I can talk about that game for a long time.
Breath of the Wild's amazing. We're going to talk
I
about
went
it for
through.
years.
I went through.
know it.
Five.
I mean,
Wait, what
I
one
love
are we
that
talking about
game, but either one.
Either one.
But
That
but
game is just
Zelda.
both.
Like when I was done with it, I was done with it. I haven't even had any desire to pick it back up, and I think it's because I played the shit out of it for I guess like maybe a month and a half.
Get the expansion, you'll suck you right
Well,
back
so I
in.
got the first expansion. It was kind of like I felt a little ripped off,
The second
and I know the
one's-
second one's
a little
much better.
Got more content, got more beef in it.
I have such a little amount of time to play video games. I just feel like there's no way I have time to like my son is not entertained by it, and if he's not, I can't really play it. 'Cause
You're kind of dictated by him.
Yeah.
Let me
What's
ask
he
you.
not entertained by? Legend of Zelda.
I mean, there's not a lot going on. Like you might run into some dudes every 30, 40 minutes, and the fight with them is so combat in that game, very disappointing for me. Actually, it's funny.
That
There
is
are
a
a lot
complaint
of
that I hear.
disappointing things about that game, but I still played the hell out of it. Like the thing where you had to follow the dude, but he couldn't know you were following him. Do you remember that?
Is this in like the Lost Woods?
Yeah.
The little Kurok buddy? The
Yeah,
Kurok
it's like there were
trials?
like three. Yeah. I
I like those.
fucking
yeah.
hated that shit, but I did it over and over for like 4 hours.
I still haven't been there.
you been to Lost Woods?
I don't know what
that
that
is.
There's so
a
much of that
slog.
game I
I
have
like
not
it.
explored.
there's a lot.
That's what
So
keeps
much.
drawing you back, though. Oh, I haven't been to this area, and then there's a fuck ton of shit to do.
Yeah, there's
I will-
one area I played late game. It's you get to it and it's completely pitch black.
Oh, I did not. I was.
Did you
terrible
play that one?
At that, yeah.
Like
You-
it's just a random
there's-
area. It's just pitch black.
There's some fire at some point, right?
Yeah, and then they'll give you fire to play with and use, and
Yeah,
but then there
that
are
was
enemies in
frustrating.
there.
It was
and,
good,
like,
though.
I think there's a guardian somewhere. in there
you
too.
had to kill a giant because the giant had
Oh,
the
right,
ball
right,
around his
right.
neck that you put into
Yeah,
the opening
and
to
that
bring the
area
shrine up.
itself was a puzzle.
Yeah.
Like that whole thing, which was
The problem with Shadow
I
of the
like those
Colossus
moments in that game.
It's like this huge world, probably not quite as big as Breath of the Wild, but it's pretty big, and there is nothing to do.
Yeah,
You, like you said, it's not go fight whatever you want. It's you're going to fight this one, and then you're going to fight this one, and you will not deviate because you can't. I actually broke the game today by going somewhere I shouldn't have gone before I
the
killed
game- the
something
game
else,
wanted you to
and
do
it
that.
actually
Like you?
crashed. I went to this area to pick up one of these coins,
yeah.
and this is actually going to create a problem for me because I've gotten the 20 of the 79 so far, and I bend down to pick it up, and as I'm picking it up, it just crashed, sent me back to the
Dashboard.
home screen, and gave me this fucking cryptic error. And it was like, well, shit. Now every time I pick up one of these, I'm going to be like worried that it's going to crash.
interesting.
Like you Felix, you always used to talk about how you played open world games in a different way, and like you just would screw around and explore. And I'm not the biggest fan of that. And in Shadow of the Colossus, there's not even anything to
I am
do,
the fucking
but I still
worst.
love doing it.
You just because Shadow's nice is because it just takes you to the next goal.
Well,
right? There's no
even-
side
But like,
quests.
So
I
you can
do
say,
want
screw
to
it.
know what's going on. Like, I want to
never
poke
will.
around.
There's
I
nothing
think
to know.
that's just not.
But
the
you can
game,
poke
you know?
around. There's nothing. So without giving anything away, there's like it's not a hub because you don't like, you ride your horse everywhere, but you start at the central location. There is
A MacGuffin.
I don't want to spoil it,
a
but
it's a
like,
MacGuffin.
have you gone up at all?
No.
Do you know how you would? So there's not a lot to do, right? And you're like, I'm riding around on my fucking horse, and this is getting old. And eventually you're going to go back there, and you're going to be like, that's pretty tall. Maybe I can go up there. And I'm not going to tell you how to do it. And it really... So here's the interesting thing about this remake. there's a guy. So everybody that played this game when it came out in 2006, everybody that played it religiously was like, there's something in this game that I'm not getting and I want to get. And there's this guy that started this amazing blog, and he hacked the game, he played it on his PC, and it was like, I forget what the emulator's called, but he would do all kinds of crazy shit to break out of the map to find places that he knew were there. And there are all kinds of hidden places you can't get to. And he's like, there's got to be other stuff in this game that we're missing. And this guy made these insanely long blog posts, speculation about the story, about the way the game was written, all this stuff. And he became like this cult figure. And they put the 79 relics in actually as a tribute to this guy's work, because they used his blog as a reference when they were remaking, because the company that remade it is not the company that made it initially. Yeah. And
that's the remake company.
Yeah, they've made
and you know what?
They
really have. Like just the PS3 remake of it was awesome. I'm hoping that they're going to do an Ico remake, because
the company that remade this one is the same company that remade it for the PS3 earlier.
Yes, Bluepoint I think made
they did
that
the
one
other
too.
the other
I
port?
think so.
That sounds familiar to me.
I
They
think
did
that was
the
my
Uncharted remasters.
yes,
That's what they did.
Well, they did a good job on those.
but it's just so my son, who only likes Mario games, every other game he couldn't give a shit about.
Yeah,
got
just Mario.
Hooked on Shadow of the Colossus.
They did the
Really?
the collection
yeah,
from the PS3. Yeah.
and like I have a picture that I can show you guys. All you're going to do is go, oh, but he like immediately as soon as we finish playing, like turn it back on. Like we got to play. We've done nothing but play that. And he picked up this sword he had and he started climbing up and trying to stab me in the neck and all this stuff. But like he's obsessed with this game. Like my wife, they're away right now. My wife has been texting me telling me that he's like acting it out. But I've tried so hard to connect with him with video games, and like it really hasn't worked that well outside of Mario.
What have you tried so far?
All right, let's see.
You tried like the classics first. You tried like
so,
Mario Bros. Like
he loves Mario. He's like, will tell you anything about Mario, but he doesn't have a ton of patience to play it. However, he plays Mario 64 the way you play GTA. Like he,
what does that mean?
He
Get into some just weird shit.
Yeah, no, like tries deliberately to like jump off the highest point that he can. Refuses to kill. Doesn't like to kill in Mario. He'll allow himself to be killed.
Sounds like a good
What a
kid
good
in
kid.
general.
Yeah,
right?
It's quite a
but like,
pacifist.
You're doing something right there.
He loves Super Mario 3D World, which I really did not like. So he
That's like the Wii U
constantly
one, right?
Yeah, and it's there's not a lot to it. But other than Mario games, like he likes to watch me play Wipeout, and he actually, because they have that. I don't know if any of you guys are Wipeout fans, but
Does this wipe out the racing game?
yeah, like you can put this thing on that will prevent you somewhat from crashing. And
Keeps
he'll
you on the
play
track.
he'll play the hell out of it with that, and he likes it. But
So, fun fact: the first game I witnessed on PlayStation 1 back in what
Wipeout XL.
1990, it was Wipeout.
that is an amazing
And
game.
it was at my neighbor's house. I'm sorry, I don't want to tangent away a little bit, but it was at my neighbor's house. He had this giant TV, biggest one I ever saw when I was a kid. And he's like, "Oh, you want to play this game? It's really cool." And I only had like a Super Nintendo at the time, and I was like just used to those graphics.
Yeah.
And he shows me Wipeout, and my mind
shit.
broke. I think I broke. I was like, "This is what games can
These
do."
are games.
Yeah,
Holy
Wipeout.
shit.
Wipeout. There was so much going on outside of the track, and it's just I don't like racing games at all. But I've always been a Wipeout addict, and I'm a little annoyed that they made Wipeout for PS3. They
put it on the
remade
Vita.
it for 4, which is the Vita and the one from the PS3 combined with better graphics, and I love it. It's great. But like
They didn't
remake
they
the classic
didn't capture
one.
the original.
No,
feel of
they
it.
definitely
Yeah.
didn't. And the
I had a feeling.
originals were amazing games.
Damn.
Fun fact: the only video game that I've ever played with my wife was Wipeout. She plays nerd games, and I can't handle it.
What nerd games?
She's a huge fan of Final Fantasy, of course.
Okay.
But she hasn't liked any of the ones in a long time. I think honestly 7 might be the last one she liked. She loves those games where it's like I call them like boredom simulators, where you what is the Animal Crossing, I guess.
Oh, they're just chores. You're
Yeah,
just doing chores?
yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
why are you not paying me to play this game?
You
What's the
and
other
you
one?
and Kevin
Rune
have
Factory?
There's
very
literally,
similar.
His girlfriend likes that stuff.
No. I mean your
we
own
just-
personal sensibilities about games.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge Final Fantasy JRPG. I haven't played Animal Crossing, but I could definitely get down with it. Like he calls them boring
Yeah.
games, right?
She's a big Kingdom Hearts fan, so
Sure.
she's been waiting for whatever.
3's coming.
3.
Yeah. I've sent her that video that they did. I guess it was like a teaser, and she was like, "Oh,
Monsters,
great,
Inc. video.
2018, great." That doesn't tell me anything,
Yeah.
and it really doesn't. So
You and everyone else is waiting for that. So
I mean, those that might be the only RPG I've ever actually been able to play for more than 10 or 15 minutes, other than Bloodborne, which I think I told you about my non-success with.
What happened with Bloodborne?
I fucking hate it. I gave up. I've been on the first part for.
Yeah,
you
no,
watch him stream
10
this
days.
at all?
No, I had a
He
lot
loses
of
his goddamn mind.
I just don't. Like when I'm good at fucking hard games. I pride myself on it. I'm a master at.
But it's
Ninja
cryptic.
Gaiden. It's not just cryptic. It's like we're not
intentionally
going to
difficult
fucking
to-
tell you, and we don't care that you are upset about it.
dude, those games don't give a fuck.
No, they
don't
don't.
give a fuck about you at all.
I
Are
did
you
better
a
with Dark Souls.
fan? I was about to ask.
I'm
you
not a
that.
fan of any RPG. I'm just not good at them.
Yeah.
But I got further in Dark Souls than I have in Bloodborne. But I think that might be because they let you save more often.
Get that on Switch. It's gonna be great.
Bloodborne. I had to open up a channel in my Discord
To beg for help.
to invite Peanut, Crazy Peanut.
Yeah.
You remember him? Mm-hmm. I had to invite Crazy Peanut into my stream to tell me, like, I call it the backseat. Like, be my backseat gamer. Like, people use that as a derogatory term. You say, don't be a backseat gamer.
It's
Don't
not
come
derogatory if you want it, buddy.
Well, people
true.
say it all the time. They have it as a
True.
rule in their Twitch channel. It'll say,
Okay.
"Don't be a backseat gamer. Don't spoil or."
Yeah,
tell
but
me
you
shit
can't
about
go
a
on your
game."
page and type "please backseat game" because you don't want that all the time, right? I mean, I guess you could.
No, I don't want it all the time. But I created a chat channel, a voice chat channel in Discord, so that I can add somebody into that.
How far did he get you?
He's gotten me pretty far. I know how to play the game.
I mean, like I think I have a pretty firm handle on
despite
how to
all
play,
that, despite all me knowing the game and understanding it, it is definitely designed to punish you. It is not designed to reward you.
and that's the reward for me is being able to save a second time, and I have not saved a second time. And like again, I love challenging games. 3 of my favorite games are games that I think most gamers consider to be very hard games, and
what are they?
I'm not Ninja Gaiden.
Yep.
Like NES. Ninja.
No,
Or the
yes,
first
but no.
3D one.
The Xbox one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha.
Why is nothing coming to me?
It's a hard game. I remember playing that.
It is a hard game, and I fucking love
Played
it.
Sigma. I like
Next to
yeah,
Shadow of the Colossus, probably my favorite game. But I like games that are hard, where I'm like invited to progress. And Bloodborne seems like they're saying, nah, it doesn't matter if you're good at this or not. Like, it seems to me from Bloodborne, I actually don't have to fight anybody. I think that I can actually run to the end of wherever the fuck I'm going.
You got to fight the bosses.
Yeah, but I'm not getting anything from not fighting the bosses. Like, I should be getting shit from fighting all these dudes that are running around, and all I'm getting are some fucking rocks. And, then like, I'll fight 20 of these dudes, kill all of them, turn around to walk the other way. Oh, there was a guy in the corner I didn't see, and he just stabbed me in the back with a pitchfork. And now I'm dead, and I got to do the whole thing over again. Then that next time, I'm like, I don't want to do it over again. I want to fucking walk past those guys. Then I'm missing out on the game.
Well, I think the whole loop is you kill a bunch of guys, you know their patterns, their positions in the map never change.
Yeah.
You always know they're there. You learn the area.
You spend your
Spend
Okay,
your blood
wait,
souls
I got a
or
question.
whatever they're called. And
I
then
got
you
a
get
question
better.
for you,
Yeah.
Bloodborne people. In Dark Souls, I can like make the D-pad buttons do a thing. So if I want to throw a thing, I like press down or whatever. I have Molotov cocktails, and they're incredibly useful. But I have to pause the game to go into my
No,
inventory.
you don't. D-pad.
I did it. It's empty. The thing it's just like it's empty.
You
Is it
press
left
up,
or right?
Up or down.
I mean,
you hold them in.
No,
use a
you
stick
got
to
to
switch through?
put them in the slots.
how
You
Can't do it?
You do have to hit start to put them in the slots.
I this is a discussion for another time.
I'm just
but
telling
I couldn't
you.
find how
You
to
hit
do it.
start and then you hit another button to put
hold,
them in the
to hold-
slots.
Yeah, but I couldn't find that.
And there's like
I'm a dumbass.
there's 7 or 8 slots, and you load in the items you want, and then
All right, you're gonna have to call me.
I could show you. But at the time when you're in a fight, you decide ahead of time because you know the enemy and you've matched him
You've
before.
died there 17
You've died
times, yeah,
20,000
like-
times.
yeah,
I think 17.
And and then you go and like I'll load in like this one creature I know that I fought recently. His whole thing was poison. He would poison the shit out of you, as you're fighting him. So I loaded up and he was vulnerable to fire. So I'd loaded up antidote for poisons, tons of those, the max I could get.
Dude, when you,
Did you know that he was resistant to fire? Or did Peanut have to tell you that?
No, I figured that out.
By dying?
No, I figured it out. But as I started to play the game, I started to figure out that certain materials that creatures wear make them more vulnerable.
I have to interject
Go.
from you streaming this game because you were fighting this guy and you kept trying to use your antidotes, right?
Yeah.
But you kept yelling anecdote over and over and over again. Anecdote, anecdote, anecdote. I don't know if it was working or not, but I couldn't stop focusing on the fact you're calling your antidotes anecdotes.
Yeah, that's fine.
And just spamming the shit out of them.
I was losing it, dude.
Yeah.
Ah, man, those were crippling battles. But
Documented for all time.
no, I started to figure out that you can tell by the materials that creatures are made out of. Like some of them are ghosts that have cloth, and it just became logical. Like if they're ghost like creatures that have lots of cloth in their garb, you can just light them. Like Peanut didn't even know that the torch is an effective tool. He's like, I never use a torch. Don't worry about the torch. And then halfway through the game, he was gone from the stream. Couldn't be there one day, and I started using the torch on all these dudes wearing cloaks. And he came back and he went, "Oh my God, you just found out something about the game I didn't even know. You could just use the torches on those dudes, and you could just own them. Half the dudes run away from it, and the other dudes are made of cloth, and you can set them on fire. So it's like some of it's very logical.
Honestly, I think I'm done with the game.
But
I just don't think I can do it.
No, I'm not trying to sell you
time.
on the game, because the last time I played it, I literally said, I like to play games. I'm an old man who likes to play games to get the rewards. And I asked my stream, I said, why would I play this to know full well that I'm not going to get any kind of reward out of this?
I guess it's the challenge.
You get
there is
the
no
internal
reward.
You feel satisfied that you overcame.
But I
that,
don't.
like ball busting.
Dark Souls,
event.
though I sucked at it, I have this desire eventually to go back to it and actually do it. Bloodborne, I do not feel that, which is weird because it's definitely more accessible.
For me, I just came out of it like 20 minutes to an hour later. I'm having an anxiety attack after my stream is over.
I never got there with that game. I was just like, what's the fucking point?
So intense. But that's because I had a friend tell me how the game worked. I probably would have been like you if I didn't have somebody supporting me.
I don't know what you guys call him, but Chris has given me about
number.
Chris Von Doom, probably.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he was on here as Chris Von Doom.
Yes. So I mean, he offered me assistance too, and it just I don't know. I guess honestly, I think I know this is a different RPG, but I think RPGs just are not for me. There's just too much to like. Ninja Gaiden was great. You got this inventory,
saying that for years.
But what?
I don't understand why you do go near the fire, because you've been saying for years. I don't even know why I bother with.
Because
I don't even know why
like,
if I bother.
I feel like I got to try.
I feel like you're missing out on.
Yeah,
on a big
especially with Bloodborne, because it was like advertised as like the Dark Souls game for everybody.
Yeah,
and it's not that. It's not. It's the Dark Souls game for Dark Souls people.
It's not a casual game at all.
And that's fine, but I also can't play a game. And again, like none of you guys have kids. I can't play a game where there's no possibility of making progress if I'm not excellent at it, right? Because there are times where it's like I may get an hour or I may get 20 minutes. I got to do something, and I can't. I don't know. I can't waste my time though, which is why I always end up playing.
Have I got something for you? Nintendo has this really great new console that just came out.
It's called the.
Are you on the fucking payroll for this?
Every
I am anti.
This episode sponsored by the Nintendo.
I think he's trolling kind of funny.
I'm trolling and Locke.
Or I was going to say Locke's and Melissa's, and
he's going to go, God damn it, Neo.
I'll buy a Switch when I can get one for like $50 at a fucking.
I think
store.
I think your son could really dig it though.
Oh yeah,
I don't like. I'm
the
not
new
a,
Mario's
I,
awesome.
Mario Odyssey is a
It's
fantastic
tricky
game.
with autism and mobile games because he already uses the iPad more than I would like, and yes, like he would love the Switch. He would love it so much that it would.
Would
never
he be
done
good with
it.
the fact that like when you're Mario, you can throw the hat? With
I think
because you can
from the videos I've seen of that game. So, as a pretty big Mario fan, I'm a little bit anti Odyssey because it it doesn't scream Mario to me. It screams, "Hey, kids of 2018, this is a Mario game." Well, it's not. There's a lot going on there, and eventually I'll play it at somebody else's house.
I played it. It felt like a Mario game.
I like throwing the hat. When's that?
It's
When
no
did that
different
happen?
than giving him a water gun.
Which that game sucked ass.
That
too.
game did suck. I didn't play that one.
It's no different.
That's terrible.
No. It's no different than giving him a raccoon tail.
You know why it's different?
But bingo, that's a great one.
When they gave him the raccoon tail, you were a child, and then he had it again and again and again. You're giving him a hat now, 20 some odd years later.
you didn't think-
you're changing the mechanics of the game when
But it's honestly, it's for the better.
and I'm sure
It
like
works
Mario
so well
can
in the
only
game.
do so much in 20 years. Like you got to give him something new. And part of it is me. Like I'm 40. Like I don't want Mario to change.
And what's amazing,
it holds on to the Mario 64 elements, but at the same time, it evolves them in a really good way.
I think I also have a hard time with like high definition Mario. It just doesn't quite work.
His
for me.
nipples are pretty well defined
Is that right?
in the bathing suit outfit. Yeah,
Neo didn't even use like how they designed it. I used
do you mean?
for the short amount of time.
I didn't like, motion control.
He didn't
no.
even use like the coolest.
I've never used the motion controls at all. For
the
that game.
coolest thing is in your just taking the two Joy-Cons, one on your right, one on your left, and the right hand is like to flip the hat, and it's great. Like I had
that's
so
like,
much.
uh,
What was that
Mario
motion again
Galaxy.
that you were doing with
It
the?
was like this. Look at this.
Yes, the jerk off motion.
Yeah.
Jerk
Mario
off.
Galaxy
flicking
do
the
the
hat
same
off.
fucking thing to kill dudes.
What's that?
Galaxy had
Which
motion,
is
a
an
motion
amazing
control.
game.
Did it?
Yeah.
But I just he would get too wrapped up in it. Like he discovered my wife's DS and he got hooked on Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Animal Factory.
Animal Factory.
He likes it purely because like it looks like a little kid.
Yeah.
And they're animals. What kid's not going to like that? And he's not good at it, but he will sit there and just stare at
walk
it forever.
around and, talk to
so I
people.
get nervous with that. My wife wants a Switch, but there's no games for it. Like other than
On contraire, bonjour.
I'm just telling you, I got a great game on the Switch that
There's a lot of good games.
your son would probably love.
Oh boy.
yeah, maybe when he's older.
Let me tell you about this little gem called Mario Kart.
Well, so I have Mario Kart from.
Let's also try to curb that conversation because this could be a long day.
You're right. I have a bunch of look off mic. I give you a bunch of suggestions.
Remember,
for some
this
cool
started with
family
Shadow
style
of Colossus.
games. It did.
Yeah.
We've fully
Which
hard
let
right.
me just say about that. Finally, the graphics are fucking insane in this
They're
game.
gorgeous. It's
and
so
like,
gorgeous.
I have a 1080p
Shadow of Colossus, to be
TV.
clear.
Nothing goes- yes,
Cool.
We've
the graphics
come
and
full
like
circle.
the
We've
graphics,
come back.
although ugly before, were impressive. The graphics in the new one might be some of the best graphics I've ever seen. The atmosphere is unbelievable. Camera mode is fucking amazing.
Yes, it is.
Here's the thing that
That's the
sucks.
greatest addition to all these new games.
They did not fix the camera or the controls, which I am in full agreement with you and Chris Von Doom, who put it the fuck down. Like the controls are fucking horrendous, and you can only. And I'm not trying to tell you I'm like the greatest dude ever, but I've played that game religiously. It doesn't matter that the controls
Wait,
are
right
bad
now,
for me.
sorry, I missed your. Are you talking about the new one or the old one?
The new it's never changed.
They
Controls in the camera.
swapped the jump button, I believe, but other than that,
I actually switched back to the old controls
Did
because
you?
the new one makes no fucking sense to me. Controls
I like
are
X for
horrible.
jumping.
Camera is fucking horrible. The camera will fuck you. You will die at some point because of the camera.
the camera.
And you're going to be like,
if you let the camera live,
No.
it makes everything look good. That doesn't mean it's good for fighting,
Right, exactly.
But like, it's a sweet as shit angle to be like, look at this environment,
Absolutely.
look at what I'm fighting, look at how I'm fighting, and then, I can't see that.
I think that they're going to do some
doing.
camera fixes in an update. That's my guess.
Hopefully.
But the thing is, like, if you play it enough and it becomes important, like it's an important game to me because to me it's cliche, but like it's more like an interactive art exhibit than it is a game. And when you get that attached to it, the shitty fucking horrible pathetic controls are irrelevant.
Sure.
So I hope you get to
You
that point.
learn to work with it.
Did any of you guys play The Last Guardian or no?
No.
So like I when the PlayStation 3 was a year old, they put this first teaser image of this
I
thing out,
forgot
and I
it
was
was-
like,
yeah.
yes, I will get one for that, and it never fucking happened.
Yeah.
And
No,
now
but it did happen.
But it happened.
Like,
it
it's
happened
You just bought a
An entire
PS4.
console
10 years
generation
later.
almost
later.
10 years, and I said, fuck it, I'm done. I don't care.
You just bought a PS4 and you're not going to buy it?
I maybe some down. It doesn't look very.
Here's
good.
what I hear.
I don't know.
The controls are your biggest enemy in Shadow of the Colossus.
That's
right?
a problem with
in
this dude's
The
games.
Last Guardian, the bird dog is your greatest enemy because it just doesn't.
It doesn't
always
do what you want it to do,
want.
which I guess is charming or whatever. But he has, I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name, but he apparently has a new project coming out. And there's another teaser screenshot, remarkably similar to The Last Guardian.
Well,
that
I'll
they
be
showed.
anxiously awaiting it 10
It's
years
like,
from now.
10
it's
years,
yeah. Well, and there's no
PS5.
information about it whatsoever. No idea.
It's because he had.
He doesn't
dream,
work for Sony
and he
anymore,
wrote it on
so
a napkin and was like, "Hey, I think this would be a thing."
You should see the screenshot. It's impressive. It's like 10 web pages long.
Oh, really?
And it looks interesting. But who the fuck knows what it is, when it's going to come
Right.
out, what system? Who fucking knows?
Well,
But I'll pretty much buy anything that
This guy
this
over here is
makes.
constantly making out with Hideo Kojima.
I'm not a big fan of his games, but he sure is an interesting dude
Yeah, I know.
with some interesting taste and interesting friends.
We spend a lot of time with him, and I spend a lot of time doctoring images of him
Why?
for our shows.
Of him.
we talk a lot.
Is-
We talk about him a lot.
Hold on. Is there really like an overwhelming majority of Hideo Kojima images for our show that I just was missing? Like I know we
A
talked
couple
about,
of our shows, I've taken images of him and then put him in weird scenarios. Like one of them,
I know there's
it's
one of just
it's
him.
Like Hideo Kojima
one of them-
games,
one of
we
them
have
it's his
Easter
head
eggs
in a
of him.
TV. And it's like Merry Christmas. The episode's called Merry Christmas from Hideo Kojima.
Did you play the?
That's one of the names of our episodes.
The answer is probably yes.
It's like it's almost like Ninja Gaiden. I forget what it was called.
Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah. I really like the shit out of that game.
a great game.
It's hard.
I hated Metal Gear Rising.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't finish it.
It's hard because they replaced like a block button with a parry.
Which
was
is
crazy.
very awkward
It's
for
crazy.
a long time.
So you got to so they all it all comes down to like the timing of your parries, and then you are a fucking master of it.
I was probably just terrible at it. That's why I hated it.
It's kind of the controls are hard, but I like it because
platinum
it's
game,
like
too.
and you're never like with every Metal Gear game I've played, I'm like I'm not positive where I need to go next, and then I'll like turn around and be even more fucked. But with this game, like you only go where you can go.
Right.
Yeah, the game tells you where to go. Yeah,
I liked it. I've never enjoyed a single Metal Gear since Nintendo.
I'm
It's
sorry.
too hard for me. I just don't quite know what I'm doing.
Old Jack Burton. I just want to let you know that Locke says, "Tell old Jack Burton I said what up, and sorry I'm missing him."
Tell him I said the same thing.
I will.
Well, that was an incredibly fun, in all seriousness, tangential conversation.
Yeah, I
sorry
didn't,
about
I didn't mean.
that. No,
I didn't mean to
it's-
cut it
was
off.
good
and
flow.
everything.
It's good. Yeah, the flows were good for sure.
Oh yes.
But that's what are we like 40 minutes into the episode?
Well,
find
we
out.
covered
Yeah, 30
we covered
seconds.
your
That's what
game.
I've been up to.
Well, no, we covered your game and we covered old Jack Burton's game because
Sure.
he's been playing Shadow of the Colossus as well.
True.
And then
I'll be pretty quick.
what were you going to talk about?
I went away for the weekend, so I didn't get a whole lot of time with like Assassin's Creed or any of my PC games.
I did. I did some
Cool.
more.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
Put some more time in on that.
But I don't know if you know this, but I'm a huge fan of this device called the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I had not heard.
I'm a huge fan of this device, and I went on this like little.
Well, he's gonna throw his phone across
I
the
know.
room.
You hear me
When-
talk about this thing
just-
all
Do you
the time.
play it mostly handheld?
It depends. It depends on my mood. You know what I mean?
okay.
Sometimes I'll just prop it up on my desk table if I want to just sit at my computer, and I'll just take my
Do
controller.
you want
my
to try
Pro
it
controller.
before?
No,
you
no,
leave
I've tried
for-
it before. I played JB's, some guys.
Sometimes
that I know.
Neo's 3D printed this holder, right? You pop the switch up top, and you got the flashlight underneath, and you just kind of just go to town.
Just go to town on it. Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
So
We've all been there.
I bought this
Sure.
collection of games for this this lake house trip I got. It was like old friends. We're all coming together. I got friends coming in from France that I haven't seen in a long time. We rented this like lake house for the weekend for President's Day weekend. Really fun. And I bought Jackbox Party pack games. Have you ever heard of these?
Absolutely.
They're so fun, man. It uses the Switch as long as you have an internet connection. It uses the Switch as like a game show. And everyone uses their phones
I have it on the Xbox.
as a remote, and it's my god. I didn't think anyone like I'm like really me and like two other people are like really gamer people, but everyone fucking loved this game, man. We were all into it.
Is it the same? So the one for the Xbox, it's not.
There's like 4 out now. There's like 4 packs of games.
Just the one that I bought. Like me and my wife play it all the time. I've never encountered a question repeated, which is impressive to me.
Yeah, 'cause I think it's because it connects to their
they got,
servers
like, a
and
whole
it's all
database.
generated by their whatever.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so you never get like
How
the
many
same.
people were you playing with?
I want to say upwards of 8 to 9.
That seems like that would be a lot of fun.
And then anyone who doesn't get into like the main game, there's like audience participation, so everyone can still play, and you can. And this is why it's a great streaming game because
the first time I ever saw it,
hundreds of people can play this game. At
Yeah,
once.
but with a delay.
No.
not too much.
I don't know.
The question-
Streams have delay.
Right, but everything is also on their phone. So if there's a question, your phone will also
It'll pop up in real time. Yeah. Jeezum Crow, his girlfriend, Mac and Cheese, please, met her at TwitchCon. First time I hopped in to her stream, she was playing Jack in the Box or Jackbox
Party.
games with her audience.
That's great.
Yeah. It's like 30
There's
people
like
in there
one
just
game that
chilling.
there's like a
playing
few
games.
games that wouldn't work on stream. Like there's like this one where it's like there's like it picks one person to lie. So like everyone gets like a question and you have to raise your hand, and one person is a liar and doesn't get the question, and they have to blend in to everyone else and kind of like fake it. Like you have to like fake out everyone around you.
So that wouldn't work on.
So that wouldn't work on stream. But like there's other ones where like you'll put together like funny sentences and like you vote on the ones you like the best, and everyone has a good old time. The most popular one we had was it was a game called TKO, and it's a t-shirt creating game. And pretty much everyone will draw 3 pictures, like 3 print pictures for a t-shirt, and like up to as many slogans as you can possibly come up with for a t-shirt. Then it takes all those, jumbles them up, and gives them to everyone's phone, and then you just have to arrange them in a t-shirt, make them funny and whatever, and everyone loved that because we made some hilarious ass shit.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah. It was a good old laugh.
Do they make that specific set for other platforms too?
So all the Jackbox games are literally on any platform with a screen.
Gotcha.
So Apple TV doesn't matter.
Oh, that's right.
It's
I
on
remember
literally
seeing it.
everything: Xbox, PlayStation, PC, computer. You can buy Steam. It's crazy. It's really cool. And I also play a lot of Rocket League on Switch because that was a fun game.
I've never played that, but I'm awfully tempted to buy it.
It is soccer. It's
I'm
soccer
not
with
a-
rocket
I
power
do
cars.
not like soccer at all.
Oh no!
But
dude.
the concept
You're playing it
of
for the
you will
cars.
never see me playing FIFA ever.
I played it one time on a live.
I wish I brought my Switch. I'm really sad I
do-
left it.
You're good.
Did you
man.
like it?
You're good. You're good. You'll be okay.
Old Jack Burton, did I tell you that I do couch co-op? Like you could come over and sit on the stream with me, and we'll play stuff together.
Fun times.
I do it,
Let me
but
know.
I did a couch co-op where we moved fairly progressively through Switch games. You know, just trying them out, and one of them was Rocket League on the Switch.
Cool.
I knew
So I
that.
did.
You have it on Switch?
I don't. Snacks the cat.
Snacks
brought
brought
it.
it.
over.
Oh, I should play a little Rocket League with Switch.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Snacks brought it, or maybe you know what? That might have been when he was bringing his PS4 over. I don't know what he has.
Funny enough,
Rocket League
I
on.
also have it on PS4, even though that's a better platform to play it on. I like it better on the Switch because I can sit on my bed and play it.
Well, I mean, it was a PS4 free game.
It was.
Yeah.
That's why I have it.
That's
literally why I
part
have
of
it.
it. It
No,
was,
you know what?
It's like ground campaign, and everyone fucking loved it because it
blew
so
up.
well made and such a simple but fun.
It was like
well-executed
it was like a
concept.
good year before it came out on
Yeah.
other platforms. I think, right?
That was
a crossplay between everything, which is wild. Like,
Everything.
they're
Except
like,
for PS4, they're not involved in that.
Yeah, of course.
did they not allow that? I thought they
No,
thought
they
they were
said-
the one game.
My
that they,
Switch
that
can
they
play with
allowed it to.
Xbox and PC people.
That was the argument because the company's like it's ready to go, just
Yeah.
waiting for them
Flip
to
the
flip the
switch.
switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I also got Resident Evil Revelations 2 for Switch. So I've been playing a Resident Evil game. I like those games. I like those games.
Are you're playing it?
Exclusively on,
on the
Switch.
Switch?
Exclusively on the Switch.
The Nintendo Switch?
The Nintendo Switch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that in stores now?
It's in stores now. By now.
Remember the rule we created where you're only supposed to talk about one game?
Yeah.
That was created because of Neo.
Right.
He just talked about 3 games.
We talked about 150.
Yeah.
But listen, with the power of the Nintendo Switch, anything is possible. And you can
sneaks
just
them in there.
And you can just, I can just, if I don't want to play Rocket League, I can play Resident Evil, and it's amazing. You know what I mean?
So wait, you have a console that you can take a game out and put another game in.
Yeah.
And it's
That
it's
doesn't
it's
sound
portable.
right.
That's incredible.
And it's amazing.
That's amazing.
All right, I'm gonna shut up now.
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
I'm just kidding with
I know. I'm
Felix,
ridiculous.
what?
How's Kingdom
you
Come?
were the only one here who's playing
The only
Kingdom
one.
Come. What is it? Revelations.
is that?
Deliverance.
Deliverance.
So last
Kingdom Come Revelations 2.
It's Origins. Kingdom Come Origins.
That's that was
This
on the
is not a
Switch.
game
yeah,
I've
that's
ever
on
even
Switch.
heard of.
Okay.
or as I've learned recently, powering through online forums, you can shorthand it to KC:D.
You had to throw the colon in.
That's how you abbreviate things.
What kind of game is this?
So this is a an RPG with no magic and
Historically
very
accurate.
very very high marks in historical accuracy.
Like
You're in-
like
you're in
like
Bohemia,
Revolution?
1400s.
1400s, yeah.
1408
1408.
specifically.
Are the dragons
in
like,
the
historically accurate?
No,
There's none of that. I watched
What is
some
the
guy.
what is the goal in this game?
All right,
ahead.
let me go here.
Felix. Tell us and
So
tell the listeners out there
last
about
week-
KC :
Wait. I'm sorry. It's got a colon. This is a sequel. I'm assuming.
No, what I was thinking though, maybe they were setting up like a Elder Scrolls situation. Kingdom
be.
Come, the next.
This
thing.
is the only
Could
one
be.
of these that
It's the only one so
Yeah,
far.
this was like a developer that got this kickstarted.
In 2009, they
he's got
started
it.
the
He's
development.
waving the hand. He's got the story, you
They
guys.
started the
Let's listen.
development of this. I told you, I've been powering through these goddamn forums. I've been watching their marketing tactics.
Yeah, you sent that
their
weird ass video
strategies.
to us.
That's not the only one.
Oh, God.
Oh my god, it's insane.
This is
These
almost-
people are nuts.
It sounds like
Well, they're kickstarting like a motherfucker.
sounds like a Star Citizen
Yeah,
marketing video.
It's
Oh,
hardcore.
I paid
It's
for that.
totally
Did you
hardcore.
really?
Yeah, I haven't installed it yet, but it's ready to go. So
Yeah.
next big day
You're
off
not
I have.
you're not
Oh,
thinking-
am I tangenting off
At
of
some
what you're saying,
point,
Felix? Does that
at some point,
frustrate
you and I should have.
Yo, I also
discussion
have Star Citizen, man. We should play together, but it
should
runs
play.
like crap. On my
It doesn't
PC.
run on the Nintendo
I
Switch.
follow a
It does
streamer
not,
that
unfortunately.
gives you specs on how to make it run with his settings. I took
All
a
right, I'm
picture
gonna
of it.
need you to forward that to me.
I'm so sorry to everyone.
I'm just
Felix,
kidding.
Felix,
I'm
dive
just
in.
kidding.
Dive in.
All
Dive
right.
in.
So 2009, they
Yes.
started their development, and I don't know when they lost it, but they lost all of their funding at some point, and I don't know the reason why.
Like,
at some point, their funding dried up. They had like a 75% completed game, and they lost all their funding. Then they started a Kickstarter. They got tons of people coming in because they put together some.
Oh, they were
really
working on a game.
Yes.
And they kickstarted it because they couldn't finish the game.
And all these people
Good use case
at
for
that
Kickstarter.
point knew the game was supposed to be coming out and what it was. All right, they basically purported to be the most efficient medieval simulator you could ever play. Okay, medieval simulator. Now this is a game that this is a concept
like
and
a
a
lot
game
of
that,
like
No.
accurate subjugation of women and like starving and disease and stuff like that.
exactly. Well, okay, they've not put into the game the specifics of you getting diseases. Like, I don't think I can walk into a town and get Black Plague. I mean, that would be
That'd
cool.
be a short game.
It would be
Scrap
real
it.
short
yeah,
game.
yeah.
Scrap it.
Like, I think that would be cool to have those kind of social problems like occur. Like, you walk into the wrong place and then that,
Yeah.
that entire playthrough is
It
done.
would be a mode that you could
No.
enable from a post-launch patch.
No,
you
the
know?
game
like,
is
do I
very-
really
Game
want to play
like
this
that.
historically? You know,
It's not entirely a simulator. It is a game. Okay, it has a primarily linear storyline that at least you follow for like, you know, for me it took 4 days. For other people it took 45 minutes.
did you finish it?
No, I'm talking about the opening.
Oh,
the
shit.
linear opening that I didn't realize was an opening. I thought the game had started. I was in the game and I was playing through the story, and I could kind of do what I do. Old Jack Burton, go into an open world and start breaking the game. That's what I do effectively.
Find a whorehouse, play Gwent.
I immediately went in there. I thought I was in The Witcher again. I'm like, I'm going to go in and find the whorehouse, and I'm going to go fight people and punch people and do this all crazy shit.
You can't do this, can you?
You can't do it in this game. You get a bounty in no time, and your game is just fucked. Totally
I did.
fucked.
I was watching a
People
streamer.
recognize your
A streamer
bad
this
deeds.
morning was playing this, and he did say that like if you commit a crime, like everybody knows about it right away.
Well, no, it's not like that either. You can actually sneak up behind somebody or follow them into their house and murder them, and it'll be a long time before somebody finds that body. So
Well, sure,
it's a
but I
little
guess-
more realistic in that, because there are games. I hate games where you kill somebody and all of a sudden the guards know where you are. I hate that.
You're making me think of Manhunt.
That's terrible. Yeah,
Do
right.
you remember that game?
No, but like there's a lot of games where you'll kill somebody and all of a sudden there's just an alert system that kicks in. This game is realistic in a lot of sense. This game has perishable food. Your food over time. It tells you how long, 4 days before your food perishes.
This is PC or
This is made. Here's the
Every
thing,
console.
and this is my biggest thing that
Not
I'm
Switch, not
I'm
Switch,
battling against. This game is made for a PC, and there are some things in the game that clearly define it as a PC game. The lock picking is horrific on an Xbox. It's so
interesting.
hard.
Yeah.
I can't do any lock picking because it's designed for a keyboard and mouse any day of the week. But this truly is a medieval simulator, and it's punishing for two reasons. One, it's made. I'm playing it on the Xbox, so it's made for a PC, and I don't have a keyboard and mouse, so it's punishing in that.
You can plug
respect.
one into your Xbox.
But it's also punishing in the sense that it feels like a game that started in 2009 development. It feels like a game from that period of time.
Explain that a little bit more.
For instance, there's a lot of like with motion and the graphics. There's a lot of clipping in the art. There, like you'll put a layer of gear on and it clips into something else.
There's not really an excuse for that kind of shit at this point.
There are collision problems. Lots of collision problems. You'll hit something weird will happen. The camera will go wonky. The camera got fucked up one time. The camera was just looking at a horse while I was having a conversation with somebody. Like just weird, dumb shit that occurs in this game.
Okay.
That is so 2009. That's the thought in my head. That's so 2009. But on the other hand, there are things that they attempt with this that no other game is attempting. Like I said, like the perishable food is the first thing that pops in my head. That's really cool. I've never played a game where you have food in your inventory, and if you don't pay attention to when it's going to spoil, boom, it's done. It's gone.
Sure.
There is a measurement for there's three things. There's noise, which is common to any game for stealth purposes, right? But there's also two other metrics that are really interesting. There is a percentage for visibility and a percentage for conspicuousness. And conspicuousness can be enhanced by how much you're drunk. So you can make yourself more conspicuous the more you drink beverages. And getting drunk in this game is like a fucking stat. There is a drinking stat in this game. I am super impressed.
So
by
what?
it.
Get that drunk meter up,
What
Morty.
benefit would that?
You can become more attractive to women. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even
Seems like
kidding.
it works the opposite way.
The lead
right?
You
protect.
get beer goggles?
I haven't gotten drunk yet. I'm
Ever in,
I'm
sober.
in real
no,
life.
no.
Are you
done that on the show?
Are you enjoying this game?
So,
I can't
so
really
when
tell.
when I
Yeah,
first
that's
started,
that's really the question here. I don't know if anybody is enjoying this.
This
game.
is why
People
I-
that I've watched.
Is it not meant like there are definitely games where you're meant to like feel a certain way? Is this like
this
to
was
be-
not a game where when I started, I understood it. I didn't understand it.
You bought it on a whim.
I bought it on a whim. Yeah, last
We
week.
talked
last
about it
week,
last week,
about it,
and you
yeah.
just bought it.
Last week, Locke brings it up and he speaks favorably and he tells me the concept. He says,
But remember, at this point, Locke had not played it.
No,
Locke
not
had
at all.
just
Shown
watched
interest
streams.
in it, yeah,
And I was like,
and
oh, I
he was
might
like, I'm
pick
gonna
up this
pick this
game.
up, yeah.
And I'm like, that sounds like I would never play it. And then Felix is like, well, And then like the next day, I bought it.
yeah, but here's what I had. At the time, I had just started an all first person playthrough of a modded Skyrim that does all of the things that this game does. You're required to eat, drink, sleep in the modded Skyrim that I had set up.
Sure.
The only thing this
But
game
in
takes,
Skyrim, you could save whenever. You can hold your hand up and heal. And there are
yeah,
dragons
yeah,
and,
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But when he started talking about first person view, medieval setting, combat looks really interesting. Combat is incredibly realistic.
Like, what are you,
I started
a
thinking in my
knight or
head,
something? Like, what are you?
you are, and that's the thing, you are an average person. You were the son of a blacksmith, and the game
That's convenient.
really,
You weren't the hero Kabach.
The game really
You aren't the
emphasizes. They emphasize in their marketing, and the game really emphasizes that you will never grow. This is not a game where you grow to become like the king of the castle. This is a game where you learn that this is your caste. You were born into it, and you absolutely, throughout the course of this game, will never leave it. You're going to learn skills. You're going to get better. You might meet some people, influential people that help you see other parts of the world. But this character's journey is kind of to bring you along to preview, a moment in his life.
I'm not sold.
I wouldn't. I highly suggest you do not play
No,
this game.
I would never play
I
this
know
game.
you, and
would
you
never
would
play
hate
this
it. But here's the thing: your biggest complaint that I know from the past was when you got into an open world game, you really didn't know what to do, and there was too much, and you wouldn't know what direction. This game is not like that. It's for the first 45 minutes. It's incredibly linear. The game basically says you got to go in this path. I tried to veer. I tried to break the rules in this world. And man, when I broke the rules, when I killed somebody, when I did anything, I just said, okay, if I keep fighting, if I keep pushing against the grain of this game, I am not going to do anything. And for 2 whole days, I fought against this. And I basically texted these guys and I was like, man, what the fuck did I buy?
You were super frustrated.
I was like, what the hell did I buy? But then when I realized, okay, I just have to
Everything
go.
you're saying were things I expected from this.
I have to go with the grain. That's okay. That's
yeah.
okay. I have to go with the grain. I have to get through the beginning parts of this game. It's going to instruct me on stuff, and it did. And now I'm to the part where the game's first opening up, and now I just can't have enough of it. I really do want to play it to see where it goes.
You bought this digitally, right?
Yeah, I bought it digitally.
Yeah, shit.
So yeah, I can't return it. I don't have.
I was going to ask the bar
I don't
like
think
in
it's a
10
bad
years when I
game.
got nothing else to do.
No, I don't think it's a bad game. I think U-Trip Zero specifically can get a lot out of this game.
I don't have any time for this.
Yeah, this is a lot.
I mean, like, here's my thing about this game, right? I mean, something's got to grab me visually, right? And it does. Like, it looks good,
but I'm
like,
really big into the history of it.
And the history is cool.
Like, I've been reading the entire codex.
But this history doesn't appeal too much to me.
So you don't care about the history of Czechoslovakia, do you?
I'm going to have to go with a no. Like,
Dude,
I might have to answer your specific question.
It's so hilarious.
The answer is no.
It's not even just like you would think it's like the history of like Prague. Like you're in Prague.
Graphics look pretty good.
Yo, you're not even in Prague. You're in a weird collection of like burgs, like small little villages.
Yeah.
That some of them don't even exist in the modern era.
Yeah, and I think we were talking
It's
about
crazy.
this maybe last week a little bit. I forgot. I didn't go back to listen. But like there's an element of escapism, obviously, when you play a game. This is a little bit too real.
Yeah.
And I would just have
some
like,
of it is. Yeah.
I'd have fun probably like with the role playing element, but like the villages are shitty. Like there's no like amazing places to look at.
Yeah,
or
no,
great
things have to be
vistas
pretty
see.
foreign in a video game for me to not be like, this is just like a phony history class that I'm like.
But
I feel the same. I know you guys like Assassin's Creed, but I have the same issues with Assassin's Creed. I'm like, this has A, been done, and B, like.
But this is where I gotta stop you on the use of the term RPG, right?
You gotta stop
role playing game.
Okay.
You're playing the role of Henry. That's not your role. You don't choose that. You don't pick like a character class.
Sure.
You don't like.
So-
They
But
tell you
it's still
that
a
you.
role playing.
I gotta stop you on this bastardization of role playing.
No, I'm
You
agreeing
take
with
it quite literally.
You're
No,
like-
this is me agreeing with him. This is me
okay.
saying the conventions that you say are a part of the what makes up a role playing game don't exist here.
This is
what
probably
we're used to.
This is probably for a
For a
different
role-playing
episode, or you've probably covered it. But the concept of what is a role playing game is an incredibly confusing thing to me, because
It's
what
a confusing
you
thing
guys
to this
think,
podcast.
So, like a role playing game,
Well-
by usage of the term, to me is a game where you have to manage your inventory.
Could be part of it.
It's part of
That's
it.
definitely part of it.
Part of it.
So there are aspects of games that like I really would like to play because of those aspects, but then I look at it, I'm like, oh, I got to fucking collect different equipment and fucking use the right thing. I like for a game to be like, you can use this and it'll do this, or you can use this and it'll do this. Pick fucking one of them and use it. I don't want to have to be like, oh, okay, well, we've got this and this is 35 this.
If that's your only criteria, then Super Mario Brothers 3 is an RPG.
So absolutely right. Ninja Gaiden is an RPG, but in a way, like every fucking game is an RPG
Right.
because you're playing the role of a person,
different than you.
but
Right.
that's just not what
That's
an
not
RPG is.
right. That's
RPG
what the initials
can be used as an
stand
umbrella
for.
term.
Yeah.
It's a big umbrella term, and then all these games distill role-playing game into the categories that they want to stick them in.
So
Ninja Gaiden's got one. This game, Kingdom Come's got one. It's Trip, whatever you're going to say.
But
probably
Ninja
is
Gaiden,
also
like,
related.
they're like
I wasn't gonna say a specific game.
Okay, cool.
take something like Kingdom Hearts. It's called an action RPG, right? It's a little bit more similar to a game like Ninja Gaiden. I think of Ninja Gaiden as a pure like arcade game. I don't think of it as an
call that
RPG
action.
at all. Action, absolutely. There is inventory. I don't really have to be too concerned with it. There's like it's like
Your weapons
Hey,
get
your
better,
weapon
though.
has 3 levels. End of story. But in so many RPGs that I've played, Dark Souls is a great example. I get fucking like Bloodborne actually is an even better example. The little tips that come up on the screen. There's so much shit that I'm like, I don't even want to play this. There are already 1,000 things that now I don't know about that I have to, and something like this seems pretty similar.
Do you
to
get
me,
experience points in Kingdom Come
Yes.
Deliverance?
Yeah,
Your character improves.
You also get, and I didn't find this out until I started like studying the menus because I didn't study the menus. I thought they were too overwhelming at first. I went into the menus and I realized that there's this. I don't even know what any of the fucking symbols are. And by the way, nobody knows about this game. Nobody's written a guide. The wiki is like not even full. It's like a skeleton, right? So I have to write the fucking wiki because I'm the only asshole who bought the game. But like literally, I couldn't figure out what any of the symbols mean in the goddamn thing. And these jackoffs had a beta that came out.
Oh yeah.
No, I mean they're cool and every Warsaw Studios is based in Prague, so this is their backyard. This is
No,
their
they're cool.
home turf. So I respect
for
them
them
for what they're
listening right
doing.
now.
I respect them for what they're doing. But here's the thing: like, I looked at their beta, and when they had their beta in their menus, they had percentage symbols next to some of the the stats.
Are they not here now?
They took the percentage symbols away.
Is there a character
I didn't
sheet?
know that the number meant percent for like the first like 2 days of playing the
That is
goddamn
weird.
game.
Yeah, it's
Is
weird.
it
Why is it
intentionally
just a
cryptic, or,
67?
like, is it that kind
Well,
of?
that is just an oversight. Why would you take that out? Did you think we didn't need to know those are percentages? Like, I need to know that means 67% visual.
I mean,
conspicuous.
the menu looks like straight out of Oblivion. Like you just copy pasted Oblivion's menu.
Well, the game plays like Oblivion. Like, you just do things. Like, I watched this
It's
Russian
totally got
guy.
a character sheet. So
I went into this guy, and it was a Russian guy with a thick Russian accent. He's like, yeah, do you want to know how to level up vitality? This is what you do. You jump. And the video was like 2 minutes long. And he's like, you jump. And then you see him in the video just jump.
thank you. Like,
And
share,
you keep-
subscribe.
And he's like, and you keep jumping. And you keep jumping. And you keep jumping. That's it. Tutorial done. That's the video. I'll show the video. It's hilarious. like if you want to level things up, yeah.
You do
can-
the action.
But here's the thing. You know how in Skyrim, if you wanted to level up your sword fighting, you'd go to a guy, you pay him some money, and next thing you know, boom, you've leveled up your sword fighting.
Right.
In this, you have to walk to the guy and train. You have to go into the pen and
fight him.
sword fight him.
Well, yeah, that makes sense. It always,
Right, no,
it never made sense to me in Skyrim how
Well,
you could just like
Oblivion-
get a stat point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oblivion used to do it like
Earning stat points and things like that. Oblivion, I never played.
You're making me think
Oh,
something
man.
totally unrelated. You're going to laugh your ass off when I say this. There is only one game that I've played that really makes you earn a stats increase, and it's Fight Night Round 3.
Oh, I remember that.
I fucking love this game because as you would get your ass handed to you, you would get worse because like the guy would injure you, or he'd just make it so that like you were not prepared for your next fight. But if you did well, and you did well with certain things, certain stats would improve. So if you could like avoid getting hit and pace yourself, your stamina would increase, not permanently, but permanently until it went down because you fucked up again. And I love that about that game because you could see the progress. Like your dude would get like big and hardcore, and you beat the shit out of somebody else. I love that game. I missed that game.
But my
I really
biggest
wish there was a
mistake
good boxing game.
with this game, my biggest mistake
UFC's not
was
the same.
What's that?
UFC games aren't the same.
No, I've heard that. And it's too bad because they look kind of fun, but
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about UFC. That's the other problem.
my
need a
biggest
fight night.
mistake with this game was not realizing that this game had like a 45-minute to hour and a half tutorial. Like, I didn't
That's a bit
realize
much.
I was in a tutorial.
Well, Monster Hunter's got like an 80-hour tutorial.
Sure.
It's called the game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
just,
But
it's
when
kinda-
Monster
it's kinda what
Hunter
we do now.
a
God, I wanna play
RPG or
that.
no?
Yes.
I would say no.
What?
Because I've been very curious about it.
I would say no.
Why no?
You don't level up.
You get a monster rank.
Do I have to
You
worry?
get like a ranking
But
that
your
improves.
your character doesn't get experience points and you increase levels. You go out on specific missions from a hub
let me
world
ask you
and then
this.
you collect items.
Do I
and
have to
craft
get
armor
like
and-
fucking? Do I have to worry about like my gloves and my fucking shirt?
do.
My,
You gotta
yeah,
worry
then I
about all
can't. Then I can't do it.
Yeah, and you definitely
It's
have
so
to do
weird.
that in
I
this
know
game.
some people who are like, "Yeah, I want to upgrade my gloves. I want my
Yeah, I
gear. I
couldn't
want to
give
look
a fuck.
badass. I want to get new stuff." And it's just like there's you.
That's
It's
that's
just like,
why.
oh, man,
that's why I don't
care
play
about that.
Destiny.
Like I said,
give two
this
shits
game,
about all that
dude,
fucking equipment.
Kingdom Come Deliverance has a stat for drinking. It has a level up your drinking. It has level up your weapon stats. It
Have
has,
intestinal fortitude.
that's what I'm saying. Whatever it is, there's one for reading. You can level up your reading. You start off the game not being able to read,
Well, it was the Middle Ages.
so it's like it's
accurate.
Oh my god! but there are notable things that bring down the fourth wall while you're playing. Like you get into it and you really like start to think, yeah, this is a great medieval simulator. I'm in it. I'm loving it. But then all of a sudden, there are things that just bring the fourth wall down. There's just dumb shit like the camera problems, noticeable glitching, the fact that like.
When you go to pee, you're not peeing in the game. You have to walk out
No,
away from the TV.
They didn't
That breaks
put. They
the
didn't
fourth
put. They didn't put. No, the biggest.
No, I
thing,
know, I was being a
the
dick.
biggest thing that's a problem for me is when you're talking to people, the animation doesn't move with the lips like accurately.
That's-
It's too bad because the faces that we just saw
The
actually
face-
were rendered pretty well.
The faces look good, but then when you see their lips not matching their voice, it's
I got
Yeah,
a
it's
problem
a
with
bit
the
much.
lips.
an oversight, man.
The
Like,
lips ain't moving.
but yeah, it's got a lot of good stuff though.
Do you plan on sticking it through for a little bit, seeing where?
Yeah,
where
I'm
it
going to
goes?
be playing it for a while.
Okay.
I'm not playing it on stream yet because I have other games I want to finish, and I just don't think
that directory is pretty stacked at this point.
if
too.
I start playing that and there's a shit ton of people in the stream who are asking me questions and I don't know how to answer them because I don't know the game,
I don't think
that's
people,
fucking embarrassing.
I don't think people. I think this game, like you said, there is no guide for it yet. Like people are figuring shit out together. I don't think you have to be worried about
I would-
being
yeah, I
embarrassed
wouldn't
because
have to
people
worry about it,
don't
yeah.
expect you to be an expert on it because
No,
one
yeah,
knows
and it
what's
might be
going
fun
on.
for people to watch me try
Yeah, I
and
watched
figure it
Shroud
out.
play it, and he was like, he didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Yeah.
Watched him play for like 30 minutes. He's like, I'm just going to talk to this guy and do this for a bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
What else am I going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll take my time with it. I'll see where it goes, but I'm definitely sticking it out. I'm going to play it for a while. I don't know when I'll stream it because my new mission is to finish Assassin's Creed Origins on stream. Word. So after last week's conversation, I said I'm going to knuckle down and do it.
Man.
And just every stream, I'm just going to play that until
play
it's
it
done.
through.
I'm
Hell
going to try and
dude.
do it, but I have distractions.
Yeah, I did too.
Can't love
Can't imagine
Nintendo.
why.
I did too. Anyway,
All right,
That's it.
Well, hell,
oh yeah, shit! The show just kind of escaped us.
shows. I think we're good.
I think we just
I
nailed
think we
it.
killed it.
I think we're good.
You guys want to talk about Switch a little bit?
No,
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
kidding.
completely kidding. I'm
Yeah,
not
but if
going
we
to
said
play
yes,
Switch.
you would though. So it's like one of those joke. Like I'm joking, but like if you said, "Oh, sure, let's chat," then
Can I give you a Switch update?
Yes, please. I want to hear what you have to say about that.
Guns, gore, cannoli.
Okay, now I'm less
Okay.
interested.
Guns, gore, cannoli is actually a four player game. I had a great time playing it the other day.
you were playing that on your stream before you seen
Yeah,
Black
so
Panther.
before we went to see Black Panther, I had P Features on, and I had my friend M Dan. It was his birthday, and you guys, M Dan,
Yeah.
and I had a couple other people, and we all played. We played a 4-person Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. That was actually an amazing game.
Beautiful thing about Nintendo Switch, they embrace the couch co-op. It's,
Yeah, the 4-player ability to play that game, and we also did Overcooked. Tons of Overcooked.
Overcooked is fun.
God, I love that.
I gotta tell you, I tried playing Overcooked over the weekend.
Yeah.
That game makes me irrationally angry.
Oh, it's so
PUBG.
hard.
I play
It's so
PUBG. This
hard.
game is like you spend 30 minutes gearing your character up only to get shot in the face from across the map, right? PUBG.
Sure.
Overcooked though.
Well, if Lisa
fucking-
doesn't take the fucking tomatoes
playing with
off
other
the
people?
stove, then they're gonna fucking get
Right.
ruined.
You guys play
Exactly.
fucking cooking
Who are you
games.
playing with?
Come on,
I
guys.
play with my buddy Eric,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and every time he lives up in like Williams Montoursville. PA.
So you guys are pretty far along in the game.
I'm on like World 4-1 or whatever.
This is a cooking RPG.
The Overcooked boss.
Yes, it's a cooking RPG.
Oh, you're being serious.
You got to level up your.
It's literally
your
you
chef's
play a bunch of
knife.
chefs.
I don't know about
Jesus.
that. I don't know
No,
about
all
that.
right, I'll give you a brief run, a little 2-second Overcooked. You play a bunch of chefs. It's a multiplayer game or single player, doesn't matter. And you make burgers, you make soup, you make anything, and you got to chop the vegetables. You got to do all these things and then put them out there. You
Like
get them out
cooking.
there. Like cooking, right?
Just, if you weren't
But
sure.
the levels, every level that you play, it like adds a new like the map will split in half.
Environmental
for a minute, yeah.
obstacle.
Or like you're on like moving cars trying to cook, and they join together, and then they go separate.
Well, I mean, like the main action that you're talking about that you do, like you're like pressing buttons to cut stuff.
Yeah,
or
you're like a little
drawing on
like a little dude on the screen, and you take tomatoes from the thing, and you put them to you bring them to the chopping board, and you chop them up, and then you put them in the pot to make the soup, and then you need 3 tomatoes for a soup. Then you
There's one where the
take
kitchen
them
is
off.
split in some kind of earthquake situation.
Yeah,
You know,
cool.
people
Yeah,
are
that's
hungry,
one
so
of
you
the
still gotta get
easier
food.
So,
levels.
so it's like an arcade game. Kind
Totally.
Of
Yeah, very much so.
Totally. But every time I play this game, I like my heart like palpitates, and I get irrationally angry.
It's so fucked up.
Never happens in PUBG, even though that's like I want to say a really hard game that makes me anxious, but like never angry. Like if I lose, I go no big deal. I'll just
Cooking
play
between
again.
2 trucks.
But goddamn, this fucking
No,
game
the worst
Overcooked.
The
is just,
worst levels in that.
and he
are
always
the-
wants to play it. And
No.
It's so bad.
Yo, the worst levels in that are the ice levels where you
Yeah,
slide
just
all over the
slipping
place.
everywhere.
You're trying to cook. Yo, get this. You're trying to cook fish and chips.
Totally.
That's it. Just fish and chips. But you're on ice, so you like slide off all the time and
Sure.
die.
And
it's-
that's the
yeah,
shit.
look-
That shit makes me so
It's
mad.
so fucked up, dude. 'Cause
So
it's
I
so
regret.
hard.
I regret
excited
buying that
about it,
game
everything.
now.
It was like, oh shit, I fell in the water again. Oh shit, I died. I fell in the water again. Oh man, it's so bad.
It's great. It's so great.
All right, let's end on that.
Totally.
Let's get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Fun chats, fun hangs.
Thanks for coming.
So much fun.
Coming back, old Jack Burton.
Thanks,
Old
Thanks
Jack
for
Burton.
having me.
Great having you, dude. Yeah, really good like conversational pulls and tangents right there. I like dissecting this stuff. So please come back. Come back
Anytime.
with a 5th name.
Anytime that is a night that I'm available, which
There
is
we go.
never. So see you in a year. The
Chat-
only times I've ever been on the show are when my family is out of town. So
Chaz,
Will always
Beers,
be a
David Lopan.
a chair for you.
thank you.
He goes by many names.
Many names.
How did the beers? Oh, because of my old screen name.
I don't know. You just
Yeah,
said
my old
call
screen
me.
name
Call
was-
me.
was
we
Beer
were
Me,
we were
that
like
ACR.
we were like, what's your name? And you were like, Call me Beers.
No, that's not how it happened. I had a very long screen name that had the word beer in it, and you guys shortened it. That's what it was.
That's what it was.
Beer's nice.
Cool.
I'm like the only person in the world that's paid to change their Xbox name.
I disagree
I
with
did.
that. Probably a lot of people
There are
do.
like 4 million people on PlayStation that wish they could do that right now.
Oh, goddamn! Mine is like from
No,
2005.
I paid
and
to
it's
change
just my
mine to
old
Felix
email
Hergood.
address.
Yeah, I had to.
Well, at least you didn't name yourself
Why'd you
MILF Hunter 69.
Yeah.
That guy's probably regretting that now.
Real mad at that.
My first Xbox Live name was so amazing. It was on the original Xbox, and it was so my longtime handle is Third Eye Open because I used to do a lot of drugs.
Sure.
And it was Turd Eye, and I was like, that's
That's
fucking
hilarious.
genius. And I let my Xbox Live account lapse, or there was like an error with billing or something, and I went to renew it.
Did someone take it?
Gone. Couldn't get it back. I even called Microsoft. They were like, fuck you. So I've never gotten it back.
I didn't know it was a thing. I thought they just kind of sat on them and just let them
Yeah.
languish.
Back then, I think it was every man for himself.
Wow.
You get whatever
That's
you can
fucking
get.
crazy.
Yeah.
Wild West.
Well, old Jack Burton, do you want to shout anything out? Any projects you're in? Any place we can find you online? If people are interested in?
No, I got nothing, man.
All right.
Just being full-time dad,
Cool.
They say it's the most fulfilling job.
Some days, when your kid tells you which Colossus he wants to fight, you know you did something right.
That's true.
Hell yeah.
That's true. Well, this is Trip Zero.
Oh, no, never mind. I was going to tell you the story about something that happens in the game, but it will ruin the game for you.
Oh,
that was a very
yes,
funny
please don't
story.
Don't do
my
that.
son, so,
Don't do that.
Yeah.
This is Trip Zero. I will probably be playing Shadow of the Colossus tonight, actually. I'm streaming that on Friday. Now it's Monday.
might have to pop in and
playing
watch it tonight.
Yeah, I'll be doing some of that. You can find me everywhere. I got all my socials straightened out. Literally everywhere, every platform. Trip Zero TV. You can give me a follow there. Especially do the YouTube follow so I can get a dedicated URL for that because I need 100 subscribers for that, or else
Yep.
I can't change my name. So hop on that and Twitch and all that fun stuff. But yeah,
I mean, your YouTube. You have a Trip Zero TV.
yeah,
YouTube.
I've been uploading my Zelda Master Mode playthrough.
I don't think I subbed you.
Hour by hour. No, because I literally made it yesterday. So
Cool.
getting that shit out there.
Well, this is Neo Aoshi. You can find me at Twitter at Neo_Aoshi and at Twitch at Neo Aoshi. That's where you can find me.
Boom.
That's what I do.
That and Switch commercials.
That is that and endorsing a Switch.
Getting that
I want-
endorsement check.
It's funny because before the show I said I wanted to get a capture card,
Yeah.
literally so I can plug my Switch into my computer so I can stream that. Because right now I can do
That is a
PlayStation
use case for
separately, and I can do my PC, and that's it. So if I want to stream Switch games, because let's face it, I'm playing a lot of Switch right now. I need to do that.
Like on your phone.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just
Well, cool.
market research. For
Yeah, and
myself.
this is Felix Hergood. You can catch me twitch.tv/Felix Hergood, mixer.com/Felix Hergood. I'm on YouTube. You can search Felix Hergood. Yeah, so definitely check me out there. Currently, I'm streaming mostly Assassin's Creed Origins with occasionally Battlefield 1 and Injustice 2. I'm getting ready to stream that. Ninja Turtles finally came out, and I played them. So I'm going to be streaming that. So it's pretty exciting.
Hell yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah.
All right, everybody. Catch you later.
Have a good week.
See ya.
What?
He's old Jack Burton.
Old
this
Jack
show.
Old
Burton?
Jack Burton.
He was
Do we
David.
have to address you as that the entire the full name? Hey, old Jack Burton. What is that question?
old Jack Burton.
Old Jack Burton. I probably will anyway.
Is using the real name an issue?
No, I don't give a shit.
Well, it's a handle. It's a handle show.
It's a handle show.
My gaming handle is like all over the place. So.
Is it like Blaze at 420
Last time-
XOXOXO?
666.
You might not have been.
Cool.
You might not have been on the show, but the last time he was here,
I was.
Me and him bond very well over Big Trouble in Little China.
It's a great movie.
And the last time he was here, he was David Lopan on the show.
Yes, I remember.
Do you remember that?
I was on. I believe I was on that
I
episode.
think so.
So this time he's going to be Jack Burton.
Old Jack Burton.
Old Jack Burton.